What's going on, good people? Rich here, host of the Culture Garden podcast, back at it again with another episode. Obviously, the incredible Ray P is not with us. We are wrapping up. This is a bonus episode of the Culture Garden. Obviously, we just finished best episode ever. If you haven't listened, please go back and listen. This is the second series we completed. We've done Martin. We just wrapped up Entourage. So it's only right we discuss the Entourage film. We will be back on the regular Culture Garden program. Speaking of which, we've been doing best episode ever for about 10 weeks. And another collaborator of mine, Mo, nigga broke in the studio, man, and recorded their own episode. Him and his sister did You Got Served, which came out today. So first episode ever without me or Rachel on it. But they said we was tired of y'all niggas doing this Entourage shit. We want some movies. So we're gonna go ahead and do our own episode. So that's
they did the movie You Got Served.
Yeah. Also sets a record. Sets a
I didn't know what you meant when you put that in the group chat. I know he can't be talking about You Got Served the movie.
Hey, I said the same shit.
Yeah, You Got Served the movie, man.
When I read it today, because I seen it, I was like,
it sets the record for the lowest rated movie that's ever been done on the Culture Garden. I think it's like 3.9 out of 10. So
they didn't even like it, and they did it.
Yeah, no, they like it. They like. I'm talking about the user rate. I'm talking about the user rate. So at the end of the episodes, we do the ratings, and that's the lowest rated, by users or by viewers, should I say?
Rightfully so, because y'all
yeah.
Yeah, man.
That sounds about right.
Shout out to Mo. This sounds about right. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Ash. All joking aside, really good episode. Just their chemistry and the way they enjoy that movie so much. It reminds me,
like they must have grew up watching.
Yeah, when they talk about their first experience. They talk about their first experience. They went to the movie theaters together, and it was one of those. They went to the theater with their cousins, but they didn't even sit together. You know how it is when you're younger, like girl cousins sitting somewhere else, we sitting somewhere else. So it was a good episode. They reminded me of we did All About the Benjamins, and Ray P is like, the movie's eyes, whatever. But the way me and school were talking about it, Ray P was laughing like y'all making me like the movie because of how much you like it, and that's kind of the same feeling I got from you guys, even though. It's a tough watch, but it is what it is. Obviously, I'm not here by myself. Y'all heard a couple voices in the background. The best episode ever crew is here with me. If you did not get the announcement last week on the finale, best episode ever is becoming its own feed. It will be a series. We are going to continue with this trio. We're going to do a lot more shows. TBD when the first one will be released, probably soon. I'll talk to the fellas about it, but we will start rolling out on the own feed. We're going to put out the Martin series. We'll put out Entourage, and then we'll start with something new, which is going to be the Boondocks once we get everything in motion. So just be on the lookout for that. Chaz, Spike Lou, how y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling good, feeling great, brother. Our world is over. The door is officially closed.
Yeah, man. Always officially, right? This is it. We are closing this chapter. Obviously, you can revisit, and Spike and myself talk about this all the time because we do. We're a part of Good Earners reviewing The Sopranos, and we've been doing that episodically, and that's insane because we've been doing that for over a year. Just that many episodes, we only drop one a week, and so you spend so much time talking about a show where we actually recording season 6, episode 1 tomorrow, and that obviously that's the beginning of the end, and it's going to be weird to leave that space, a space that you've been sitting in for over 365 days. Literally, I think started in 2023. We're not going to wrap it up until early 2025. So it's insane to think about that. And that just shows how much we love television. Even though we only spent 10 weeks on this, it does feel a little like, damn, like we out, man. We finished. It's done.
You're leaving a friend.
Yeah. Like you're leaving a friend, like you moving out of state or something like that. That's what it feels like. But I'm glad to be here with y'all, ready to talk about this film. Obviously, we can't do any of this without you listening, so we appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching on YouTube, listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. If you are listening via audio, you can check out the episode description, see the link tree, see all the other things that we're a part of. If you're on YouTube, just follow us. We have the Instagram page in the description. Follow us on Instagram. Then you can get access to that link tree. There will be spoilers and explicit content in today's film. Obviously, wrapping things out with Entourage is the Entourage film. The synopsis. Movie star Vincent Chase, together with his boys Eric, Turtle, and Johnny, are back in business with super agent turned studio head Ari Gold on a risky project that will serve as Vince's directorial debut. Why this movie? Obviously, pretty obvious answer. We just finished best episode ever. Anytime you have a TV series followed by a movie with best episode ever, we're definitely going to get into it. No different than on Good Earners. Once we finish the series, we will be having a Culture Garden / Good Earners crossover episode to discuss Many Saints of Newark. We also just released a Back of the Bing episode talking about Wise Guy, the David Chase Sopranos 2-part documentary. So we definitely get in our bag in this type of stuff. As far as the stats go, this film was released in theaters on June 3rd, 2015, directed by Doug Ellen, who directed a lot of the episodes and is the series creator. It was also written by Doug Ellen and Rob Weiss. Had a budget of an estimated $30 million, but it just grossed over $49.2 million. All things considered, it was a box office failure. They were expecting a lot more, especially when you look at films like Sex and the City, also another HBO flagship show. Also went to the theaters, and I think that made over, I know it made over 100 million. For some reason, something tells me 400 million. I feel like that's a little bit ridiculous. Damn. But I know it made a ton of money. I know it made over $100 million. Sex and the City did. The film Entourage had $10.2 million opening weekend. Opened up at number 4 in the box office behind Spy, San Andreas, and Insidious Chapter 3. It dropped to number 6 in week 2. And it was out of the top 10 for the remainder of its stay in the theaters. It was in theaters for 10 weeks, equivalent to 2.5 months.
You're right about Sex and the City. It grossed $418 million on a $65 million budget.
That's insane. God
damn. I did not know that.
So that's insane. That's y'all seen Entourage. Y'all know what that is.
Right.
Like, that's a monster.
Jesus.
That quadrupled Aquaman.
I'm stumped as to what happened.
It's just a hit series.
Have you watched? I ain't never watched it all the way through.
I haven't watched it all the way through.
I've started to watch it, but it's just I couldn't get into it. I heard it's good. I'm thinking I remember hearing the talk around it when it was ending, and I don't think it took like the dive that Entourage did. I think based on how the series ended. I was just saying, I think based on how the series ended, that's why that movie performed so well.
Yeah, they're still making like Sex and the City spin-offs today.
Stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like that's a big that shows a big deal, and then, it's one of those early shows for HBO. Like before this came out a year before Sopranos. Like back when HBO was just it was part of that whole flagship and the tent poles of what caused HBO to be great and where it became a destination spot. If you were looking to watch this film, it is currently streaming on Netflix, TBS, and TNT. So if you get those apps, or if you have like a YouTube TV, wherever you get your local television, if you have TNT, you can log in to the provider and do it that way. Or like I said, it's just on Netflix. It just had to come to Netflix today.
This week? It said this week. It was added this week.
It had to. Because I was like, I know last week I looked for it. I'm like, hold on, when did it get on Netflix when I was doing the research? Facts. So makes it a little bit easier for y'all. As far as awards go, there were no nominations. We'll get into the cast. I just want to highlight a lot of the people who were in the original series. I'm going to highlight them because there's over 50 cameos. We're not going to go through all of that. But as far as the standard cast, you have Kevin Connolly as Eric Murphy, Adrian Grenier as Vincent Chase, Kevin Dillon as Johnny Drama Chase, Jerry Ferrara as Salvatore Turtle Asante, Jeremy Piven as Ari Gold, Emmanuel Shrieky as Sloan, Perry Reeves as Mrs. Ari or Melissa, Rex Lee as Lloyd, Debbie Mazar as Shauna, Reese Coro as Billy Walsh, Constance Zimmer as Dana Gordon, and then we have Haley Joel Osment as Travis McCreadle, Ronda Rousey as herself, Billy Bob Thornton as Larson McCreadle, and Emily Ratajkowski as herself. Plus a slew of cameos, as I mentioned already. A lot of other people that you've seen throughout the series just scattered throughout the film. Fellas, on the Culture Guard, we like to ask a simple question to get rolling into the conversation. I'm going to start with you, Spike. I'm going to start with you, Chaz. Entourage, classic or nah?
No. No.
Nigga said that shit with a laugh. Spike Lee, what about you, man?
Classic TV show, maybe, but definitely not movie. Definitely not.
Same.
Classic
television series, absolutely not a classic movie. As far as the origins go and the start of this movie, so we kind of talked about it a little bit. Originally, around season 5, I think season 5 was 2008 or so. Season 5, I think that's around the same time Sex and the City, the films, came out. And when they saw those box office numbers, they started thinking like, damn, because I don't know if y'all remember this, but when Entourage was on the air, it always got the rap of the male version of Sex and the City. Right? It always kind of got that rap. Just kind of like the Four Friends, 30 Minutes, HBO, just a lot of similarities. It was just a guy version of some of that stuff. I don't think they're the same show, but I can see some of the similarities. So you already got that, steamrolling, and then you look at the numbers, and it's like, all right, then once this is all finished, we can probably do a movie and really capitalize on this. So the thought started then. The series knew they were wrapping up in 2011 with season 8. The talks of actually greenlighting a movie started right after that. Mark Wahlberg talked about nobody's ever discussed a movie more with him than making Entourage, because it did hit some snafus early on, and a lot of it was contract related. So if you were paying attention around this time, they talked about the Entourage movie, that it was going to happen. And then as time went on, production delays. Doug Ellen did a Q&A on Twitter, pretty much saying, hey, is the movie going to happen? He's saying stuff like, hey, it looks less and less likely each day. It's hard to get everybody on the same page. We're doing everything we can, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So that casted doubt. Mark Wahlberg was in the airport once, and TMZ pulled up on him, asked him about the Entourage movie. When is it going to happen? His response, which caused an outroar on the internet at the time, his response was, when them boys stop being so greedy. Pretty much talking about the staff, or the cast. So there were like Page 6 reports and other things that there were a few issues. Yeah, they seen that $400 million. So on one hand, the production company in the studio, they're looking at it as, look, let's just get in here, because the plan was to make this a trilogy. Like, let's see how this movie does. If the fans receive it, we'll make it a trilogy, and then everybody kind of gets their money on the back end.
They should have made a better movie then.
And then it was like, nah, like, so it took a long, and I should mention that it took Doug Ellen a long time to make a script or to write the script. And he said Mark Wahlberg would hit him up at least once a month, like, yo, where's the script? Where's the script? They finally got comfortable with it. And then it came time to negotiate, because obviously the television show is over. So we get to renegotiate our deals. This ain't a TV series no more. This is the movie. Let's go ahead and talk about it. There was a little bit of contention, allegedly, about Jeremy Piven and his salary. He got paid $5 million for the movie, and nobody else was really reaching that approach. So there were talks that Adrian Grenier, who plays Vince, and Jerry Ferrara, who plays Turtle, they were like the last couple of holdouts. After the whole Mark Wahlberg, once those guys stopped being greedy happened, I remember Adrian Grenier went to social media and pretty much made this post like, listen, like, when we get a deal where everybody's equal and everybody eats, that's when we'll make this thing come together. It was like his own way of like shooting back at him. Like, we're trying to get the same thing going. And apparently they all kind of collectively agreed to negotiate themselves, similar to what a television show does. So normally you'll go as a cast. They talk about Friends making $1 million an episode. Well, that would have never happened if all of them weren't together saying this is what we want to do. Because if one of them leaves, you don't have the same show. So I think eventually they ended up all getting $2 million. Everybody but Jeremy Piven. Jeremy Piven got his $5 million because he was the established star. You got to think there was a 4-year gap between the end of the show and the movie, and really the only person that was still doing something and notable and was notable before that was Jeremy Piven. So what else was a conversation? He had some small stuff. Like, he did a lot of TV back in the day. He was on Ellen. I don't know if you remember. He was on the TV show Ellen DeGeneres' sitcom. He had that very small role in Rush Hour 2, selling Chris Tucker that suit. He did some other stuff. He was
in a movie called The Goods too.
The Goods, yeah. Don Reddy, The Goods, yeah. He was a used car salesman. He pretty much it was Ari Gold as a used car salesman, pretty much.
And he was in Old School.
He was in Old School, yeah, man. Cheese. then we throw you in a dumpster once. Nigga said, I gotta. Yeah, Jeremy Piven was just known and just kind of had that. This is what now. Don't get it twisted. Entourage is what took him to that next level.
To that,
So he took him there, but he was one of those notable faces. Like I said, at the end of the day, they all agreed on the salary, allegedly $2 million. Piven got his $5 million. And then Kevin Connolly, who plays E, he came out and said, listen, I know there's a lot of fuss about the negotiations. Yes, we were negotiating, people were negotiating, but that didn't stop production. We always knew we were going to shoot in January. I think that's a 2013, 2014, one of those years. So he kind of tried to put some water on all the hype and all the talk about any kind of issues. Obviously, nothing ever got personal between the cast and crew. Everything was still cool and smooth with them. It took 34 days to shoot the film. So not long at all, but they did shoot in a lot of different areas and finally got this film made. What were your thoughts, Chaz? You mentioned if you wanted a trilogy or you wanted more money, because like I said, the idea was once we get to it's literally like Aquaman, right? Once we get to the second and third, that's when we cash out. But they never got to that second and third.
No, it's hard to do that if you put out something like this, and they had plenty of time to write the script. I know he had to write the script. At least he had to do a lot of rewrites on it. So the thing about this movie is it felt like almost like a series finale, and not an actual movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, had there been another 2 episodes of Entourage, that would have been this movie on season 8. That's how I felt. Like,
that's fair because it's equivalent to 4 episodes. If you look at the length of the film, it's equivalent to 4 episodes of Entourage. And I'll be honest, it probably didn't get. I don't know. Let me ask both of y'all this: Did you feel like it was a movie, or was it just an extension of the show? Maybe a little bit of both.
It felt movie-ish, but it wasn't a good movie though. Like, right. I feel what Chaz is saying in the sense of usually when you get to the movie, and I haven't seen a Sex and the City movie, but usually when you get to the movies, I'll use Many Saints of Newark, for example, like the stakes are raised. Like you maybe learn something new about a character that you've grown familiar with, like, oh, I didn't know that happened, with some backstory, or the stakes are raised in the sense of maybe they're put in a position that we usually don't see them in. None of that happened in this movie. It was just like, yeah, we know we're going to make everything that you explained in the beginning. Yeah, we know we're going to make a movie. We think we're going to cash out. So we'll just throw this first one up here. And then the second and the third one, we'll worry about where we want to take it. This one really didn't go anywhere. Like it was nothing new with Sloan and E. It wasn't nothing new with Vince. Like we knew that marriage wasn't going to last. It was a fucking day since he met her. Like, so none of that stuff was new. It would have been more interesting had Vince stayed married. Like that would have been the more interesting movie because we've never seen that before. So,
even the him wanting, because a lot of people were talking about, well, you know, Vince, he grew, he wanted to direct. I'm like, well, he wanted to direct the movie of the week for drama. Like, so that wasn't new. Him wanting to get into that lane.
Exactly.
So, like you said, a lot of it just made sense in that way. Obviously, this film takes place 9 days after the series ends, so you still are picking up on a lot of those things. Ari's still over there in Italy, you know, trying to pack up. He took the job offer. And then you have Vince, which nobody was shocked that he had the 9-day annulment, which is similar. Johnny Drama in season 1 mentioned how he was married and got annulled after 9 days. That was a nice little ode and callback to that moment from season 1. Let's talk about some first experiences and questions. So, Spike Lou, do you remember the first time that you saw this film?
Yeah, I went to the theaters to see this. I was a big Entourage fan as it was airing. So I remember all of that stuff that you were saying about the movie and the lead up to it and the back and forth. Is it going to get made? Is it not going to get made? I remember all of that stuff happening because I was an Entourage fan and I went to the movies to see it. I probably liked it better then because it was so spread out and I was just happy to be back in that world. It was a cool, oh man, it's dope. But now looking back on it and reviewing TV more and movies and just taking a like more critical angle of it, I don't like it as much. I didn't like it as much being in that world as I did the TV show, especially with what we've been saying the last 2 seasons with Entourage. Had they ended it 2 seasons earlier, it would have been a classic. And this movie probably would have been better. Like some of the stuff that they used in the last 2 seasons could have been in this movie, and it would have made for a much better watch and a more perfect like
then
ending for everything.
Yeah. Then you get your trilogy. Trilogy.
Exactly.
Hold on. Time out.
Hey,
before we get to Chaz, before you go ahead, Chaz. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, hey, that's a very good point. Had they blended those 2 seasons into this movie, yeah, we might have got a trilogy.
Facts.
And this really might have been like the start of something. But as it states, it was an okay movie. I remember going to the movies and watching it. I remember being just okay with it, nothing major. Reviewing it now, I feel like it was just kind of an extension. It honestly is barely better than a TV of the week movie to me, for real.
There was a critic who, I forget who he was. I think he wrote for RogerEbert.com or some other publication, but he ranked it as the worst movie of 2015 and then doubled back and said it's the worst movie the past 10 years, which I think that's harsh.
Yeah,
I think that's a little bit much. But yeah, Spike, you saying that, man, really got me thinking. Like, all right, movie one, if you are making it a trilogy or even just a 2 movie sequence, like movie one is when you get the Vince crash out. You get Vince on drugs. Like, what the fuck is going on? You get him cleaned up, rehab, all of that, and then you can roll it into the second season. All right, not in that second movie. How do you bounce back from that? Now Vince wants to direct Hyde. You got the whole Sloan and E thing going on. E got her pregnant. All of that stuff. You can do all of that. So that's a great point. I actually like that.
And you can even do the Vince get married in that. Like you can end the second movie with him getting married. You're like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that.
Everybody get a happy ending. And then you can just end it there. You don't even need the third one. Because then you're going to do the same thing you did with the show. You're going to make one too many.
Right. Make one
fuck it up again.
You're right.
Yep. So you're absolutely right. As far as my personal experience, I definitely went to go see this in the movie theaters. I went dolo, opening night. No question, I was not missing this film just because you want to see the fellas. You want to see the crew and what they up to. It's funny. Every time I think about this movie, I think of school. Shout out to Isaiah, man, because I remember him asking me, him calling me, and was like, hey, man, how was the movie? And I just, like, very matter-of-factly, I'm like, oh, yeah, that shit was trash. But, you know, it was cool. And he always laughs. He laughs at the way I said it. Because I said it. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, that shit was trash. Like, it wasn't no hoopla, it wasn't no anger, it wasn't no, that shit wasn't good. But it was, you know, I'm gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna watch it again. I told him just like that, I'm gonna watch it again. Like, it's an Entourage movie. I'm gonna see it.
Perfect way to put it.
I feel a little bit different than you, Spike. I think I like it more now than I did then. I remember, I don't know if I call it trash, but I would say it's that Chilean minor movie of the week. It's just a money grab. You know when movies are just money grabs. I don't know if part of that is me spending so much time recently just studying Entourage, doing this best episode ever. Just doesn't hold a candle. It's always cool to get the fellas back together.
Them being back together though in this movie, the pacing was like something was off, and you could pick up on it, and you've never picked up on that in the show. I don't know if it was like drama was much better in the show, like the timing or something, like maybe because they had been away from each other for a while and not been doing the show, but it wasn't, the timing of stuff just didn't hit the same.
You know what else is a big problem for me? I'm about to say one quick thing. The other problem for me was that the movie just wasn't as funny as the show. It's not really a funny movie.
Right, it's not.
But there's some, even the moment, even drama, I don't know. Like the first line of this movie is, you know, I might have to jerk it before you even get there, which is a Johnny Drama line, but it just didn't curl all the way over like they normally did in the series. So I don't know what goes to that, but it's just very interesting. Like I said, I liked it, but it wasn't the best thing ever. I will only watch this. This is one of those movies you don't watch as a standalone. I'll only watch this after I finish the series on a rewatch. Like I'll never be at home just chilling saying, oh, let me check out the Entourage movie.
No.
Not unless I'd rather check out an episode of Entourage. You know what I mean? That's just what it comes down to. So, but shout out to them. I don't want to trash it, but it's just they knew what they was doing. They knew it and all that. And that's probably why the box office did. The fact that Sex in the City, I still can't get over that number, y'all. The fact that Sex in the City did over 400 million and Entourage could barely scratch over 50 or didn't even hit 50 million, there's something wrong because Entourage was one of the cultural staples of the 2000s. Flex. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were a celebrity and you got a cameo on Entourage, or you got name dropped on Entourage, that meant something. Like that means something. And the fact that the show was that popular and took the world by storm, or at least the culture by storm, and couldn't get more people to the theaters, that just seemed a little bit odd. Now, maybe it's because it released during the beginning of the streaming era. I remember Jerry Ferrara mentioning, like, damn, is this movie even going to come out in theaters? Is this going to be something that goes straight to streaming? Which is a legitimate thing in 2015.
It should have.
It definitely should have.
You know what? You might be right. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that if that's the case. Real quick, 2 quick points that have nothing to do with nothing. I thought the Mentos commercial was comedy. With Vince, them actually showing that. And one question that we asked in the series that I'm going to ask again, not for a real answer, it's a rhetorical question. How the fuck does E keep outkicking this coverage? Like, there's nothing about E that says that
it's really unbelievable at this point. Yeah, it's really unbelievable.
It is.
Like it's I guess I forget always that he got money, so that helps. I never consider E like a rich dude, but he is. So I guess that's the one thing that's working in his favor. But he don't even come off like a rich dude, so I don't even know if that helps.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to see the scene where he bagged Melody. I want to see that scene. I want to see the scene where he bagged her, because it reminds me of season 6 when he was apologizing to Ashley. Shout out to Ashley, man. When he was apologizing to Ashley, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you just smooth like that." He said, "Ashley, I'm not smooth. Nobody's ever called me smooth." I'm like, you not smooth, bro. How you keep pulling these
at all?
Like, you don't even look like you can make him laugh. You're not even funny. Like, what are you doing?
He's not funny.
He's definitely not funny.
He has nothing that you hey man, hey.
I guess we not women, so we don't see it, but there's no redeeming qualities. It's just like I can see why he get bitches. Like, there's nothing there. I guess the girl said it in the movie ever in life. The girl said it in the movie though. You got this nice guy. I guess they falling for the nice guy shit. So he looked like the nice guy. He ain't gonna break their heart, and they, you know what I'm saying, let their guard down.
In a place like Los Angeles, I can see that.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Where you just meet those type of people every day, and you finally meet somebody that's cool, and then you realize he ain't. But yeah, it's like you said, Spike. It's unbelievable at this point. Like, bro, you ain't. All right, man, chill. Like, I know you're doing well for yourself, my dude, but that's a little bit too much.
This man competing with Vince, like maybe not on a quantity level, but a quality level is like these hoes. Vince is bad,
and that's my thing too. If I'm E, and I'm a very confident person, but if I'm E, and I'm pulling someone like Melanie, in the back of my head, I gotta be thinking like the first opportunity she can. if Vince down, she going. Like, she going. Like, that's just what it is. That's so it's just kind of crazy. One category that we have, movie poster Hall of Fame. Either one of you think that the poster for this Entourage film deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for movie posters?
No, I can't even remember. But it's a dope poster though.
It's a dope poster. It's just not movie poster Hall of Fame. The movie poster Hall of Fame, those posters are the ones where if you ever get a crib with a theater room, and you start putting up movie posters in there, you start thinking about what those posters are going to be. Entourage wouldn't be one. As much as I love the show, it just wouldn't be one of those. Those are reserved for your, you think of Thin Line Between Love and Hate. That's a classic. That's a Hall of Fame movie poster. Right?
Yeah, Boys in the
Hood.
One
of those iconic Boys in the Hood. New Jack City.
Boondock Saints.
Type of film.
Moondock Saints. That's a good one.
Moondock Saints is definitely one. That's a good one. So there's some that... Yeah, because because it's funny because On Deck had a conversation about album covers, like worst album covers, and I think about movies like I think of Soul Food, and I hate that movie poster.
Yeah,
like it's classic, it's iconic. Like you recognize it as soon as you see it, but I'm like, damn, this could be a better poster. Boomerang is a classic movie poster.
Yeah, Boomerang is classic. I feel like how you feel about the one you just said. I feel like that about Waiting to Exhale, like you feel about Soul Food.
I
don't know, for some reason I just hate it looked like an R&B song, even though I know that's what it is. Like the Waiting to Exhale poster just looked like an R&B song, like some shit that came on Midnight Love.
obviously Goodfellas, stuff like that. So that's just a category we'd like to talk about. Entourage didn't make the cut. Let's go ahead and get into the film itself. Let's get into some categories. Chaz, we'll start with you. We'll rotate these. So we're going to talk about best scenes or moments. Chaz, you'll name one. Spike, you'll name one. I'll go. We'll just kind of go in a circle. If we have, we'll try to do this chronologically. So depending on where yours starts, Chaz, we might butt in if we have one before that and then just kind of roll from there. So what's the first scene that you would have in your best scenes for the film?
Honestly, man, I really ain't got no best scenes for this movie, man.
Hey, you really don't like you don't like this movie.
Hey, man,
hey, I ain't even gonna hold you, Rich. You said chronologically. I was like, man, I maybe got two. Like, man, I maybe got two.
And the one I can say is a maybe is the one where Johnny Drama is at the complete end when Johnny Drama wins the Golden Globe.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
because I felt like, at that point, like, man, he finally got some kind of recognition for all his shit. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of made you feel good. Even though, how did you even be nominated when you only had 4 scenes? I thought that was weird that they even...
Viola Davis did that in real life. She had one... I forget what movie she was nominated for. I think she had one scene, no more than 2 scenes. Not wasn't even Help.
It wasn't Help.
Because she only had one. She had one, maybe 2. She was a lead in Fences. Hold on, I'm about to look this up because Viola Davis had 1, maybe 2 scenes. I think she only had 1 or 2 lines of speaking, and she was nominated for an Oscar. Hold on, man.
I'll give you my 3 while you're looking it up. I'll give you my 3 while I'm looking it up. As far as scenes, I love the one that you said, Chaz, with Drama winning an award. That was new. That was different because we used to seeing Drama in a different bag. Ari in the therapy session. That reminded me of the show. That was good. Him punching the wall. And when Mark, you could tell what you told us now, Rich, about the animosity between the crew and him saying that they should take less money or whatever it may be. But that little hallway scene when Vince was locked out of the editing room and they were going back and forth, him and Ari, so I thought that was good too. Other than that,
no doubt. You know what? It's funny. I wrote down some scenes, but that's a nature from me just doing this podcast all the time and kind of knowing how to construct it. This was one of the first films, I won't say ever, but in quite some time where I felt like I was forcing to write things down. Like none of them, and I don't know if that's just a curse from it being such a great show, but none of the scenes really lived up to it. There's nothing in this movie where I said this is equivalent to what we would see in the show or something I would enjoy as much. And I don't really understand why or what that is. But that's just a real thing. So I'll run through the list of what I do have and we'll take it from there. So the first one that I had is Ari going to Texas to ask for more money. I just thought that was a good introduction to the Billy Bob Thornton character and Haley Joel Osment, Travis and Larson McCreedle. I always like a good scene when you know exactly who the people are. They set up the tone for the antagonist of the film. Making Ari nervous is always good television to me. I don't know if y'all peeped the house that they pulled up to. That's the same house that Carlos had in the show. So when Turtle went to Mexico, that's the same exact mansion. So you have that. Shout out to Billy Bob Thornton. I'm just a big Billy Bob Thornton fan. I just always find him humorous no matter what he's in. Needing to see the money before the film is delivered. Him making that speech about the Chihuahua, whatever dog that his wife had, and talking about, the last judge said he had the best cock and balls he ever seen. Like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get this bread, my nigga. I don't know what you talking to me about. And then obviously take Travis and show him the movie. The beach party / movie screening, just one big. That's what Entourage is, I guess, in one scene. That's the cinematic version of what the show was about. The fellas on a random Wednesday having all types of models, all types of celebrities. Turtle, which in the show I could have sworn they said Turtle made $3 million, $4 million.
Yeah,
I don't know where all this extra money. Yeah,
Vince made his, and then Turtle only made $1 million. That's what I was thinking when they kept saying that.
It was like 3 or 4, but he had to pay back $300,000.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it really came out to like 3.7. But the whole movie is like, how much money did this guy actually make? So I don't know if he continued to do some extra stuff with Cuban or whatever the case was. But Turtle had a lot of. He even offered to put up $8 million to finish the movie. So it's like, damn, what did Turtle actually make on this? The whole Avion deal. But you have only Gronk's probably the only person who probably just came off the surgery table and said, "Hey, you want to be an Entourage?" He said, "Yeah." He in a sling, he on a cane, all types of stuff. Chaz, I was thinking when I was watching this, you remind me a lot of Russell Wilson. Kevin Connolly. Yeah, you just remind me of Russell Wilson.
You just try to slide it in there.
Yeah, Kevin. It's funny because Kevin Connolly, when you see the scene of Russell Wilson and when you see the scene with Russell Wilson and E, like and them throwing the football around and Kevin Connolly getting tackled, Kevin Connolly broke his leg.
Damn, did he?
He broke his leg. He went to Doug Ellen and said, "Hey man, something popped," and they had to rearrange certain scenes. So there were a lot of scenes where either E is sitting down or E is being driven around because he couldn't walk because he literally broke his leg while they was filming that football scene. And Russell Wilson tossing the things.
Damn, that's crazy.
Bob Saget obviously coming up to Vince. Hey Vince, buddy, I need a favor. I need you to fuck my daughter's friend so I don't have to. Which is a wild bar to say in the first place. I thought the Favreau and drama scene was comedy because Jon Favreau's been around forever. He was in Sopranos. We talked about that in the D-Girl episode. And Johnny Drama coming up, yeah, man, you should put me in Iron Man 3. You know, he said, actually, Iron Man 4. We already did 3. He was like, man, you're supposed to put me in Swingers. He said, I told you could be in Swingers, but you had to do Viking Quest. Like, just felt like a real conversation.
Yeah, it did.
Drama talking about something you could have shot around me. Dice, obviously, was in the film, or at that beach scene when he was talking to Lloyd and his partner. Dice said, don't they shoot guys like you over there? When they was talking about going to get married overseas. Let's see what else. And Haley Joel Osment was just funny in this movie. He was a pompous dickhead, but he still was funny. Like him going up to Vince and saying, "I love everything you've been in, especially Aquaman 2." And that nigga 3. Looking like, "Hey man, I wasn't even in the second one." He's like, all them superhero movies, they blend in together. That nigga looking at Emily what's her name? I'm gonna fuck it up. Emily Ratajkowski. And him asking her, I was just looking at your Sports Illustrated cover. It looked like it was cold. Was it cold? Like that's just some creep language. Like if that's your man's, bro, chill out. Act like you've been around some chicks. Act like you've been around some women before. You know what I mean? The famous phrase, you scaring the hoes. E, that look on E's face when Drama gave him that water and he started to kick in. He looking at the pool and just kind of.
I was looking at that. I hadn't been there before, boy.
Yeah, he's just kind of looking around like, yeah, it's up. And of course, Turtle catching him fucking in his room, and Turtle's like, hey, everybody's got a friend. Chaz, you know exactly who I'm thinking about. Where if you saw them doing some shit out of character like that, you like, hey man, clap it up. Hey, I'm proud. I never thought I'd see the day. I'm proud of you, bro. You keep it going. Like I ain't even mad at you, bro. Since it's you, you can go ahead and keep going.
Spiking your homeboy water with Molly and Viagra is insane. You're not telling them about it.
And why? Why?
No reason.
That's my biggest thing about that. Why? And then lastly, obviously,
they got that from the puff parties. That's the puff combination, right?
Bro, man. Puff going. Hey, that's a whole nother. Like I said, we ain't even about to go. That's where we get off the exit. Y'all.
Yeah.
That's where we get off the exit, man. But the last thing I'll say about the beach scene and the movie scene is obviously Vince is like, man, I don't want to show this movie in front of this crowd. I just thought it was hilarious when what's his name? What's Haley Joel Osment's name? Travis. When Travis came up, he was like, what's the runtime? He said about 140 minutes. He said, dang, I like short movies, like comedies. You ever seen Bad Grandpa? That nigga Vince was like, hey, man, we're not doing this. Like the way that he acted that out, Adrian Grenier, like, nah, I'm calling this. Hell nah. This nigga talking about Bad Grandpa.
That's
and I'm like, nah, bro, we're not doing this. I'm going to give them DVDs and we good to go. He was disgusted. He was just disgusted with the whole thing.
Facts.
Some more scenes. Drama having phone sex with Shorty and her dude walk in.
Was that the dude from Don Pepe's?
It looks like
the husband.
It looks like
wasn't supposed to be.
That fucked with me the whole movie, bro. I was like, is that the same dude that was Turtle cousin?
Yeah, it looks like it, but I don't think that's him, man. That nigga,
it sounded like him too.
That nigga walked in like, who the fuck is this loser?
Drama
like, you gotta call me the loser, bro. You got the loser, bro. But damn, bro, I'm walking in, my girl in here fucking taking off her shirt with some nigga on the phone. You know how hot I be? Like, you having phone sex? I might be more upset about that than actual catching her. Well, never mind. But just the idea, like, you really having phone sex, getting off, or you getting paid for this?
Shit, man.
You gonna have to explain this to me. For Johnny Drama? For Tarvo? From Viking Quest? Nah. Spike, you already mentioned the Wahlberg cameo. I thought that whole scene was kind of funny. The E meeting with Melanie at the restaurant when Turtle and Drama saw him walking, picked him up. The old girl telling him, I'm pregnant. The other girl saying she might have something. I want to know how y'all handling this situation. You in the restaurant with these two women at the same time. How y'all handling this?
Honestly, I don't know. I'll probably just get up and walk away.
I was just gonna say I'll probably leave, bro. What can you do? What can you do?
I'll tell you this from experience. That's one of you say as little words as possible. And if it comes down to it, you know the moment when it's time to get up and just leave. But I'm not saying I'm not even doing this. I'm not doing this with neither one of y'all. Like, we're not doing none of this. Like, y'all could be mad, your grievances, but now we're gonna do this outside. Y'all trying to like really team up on me.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, damn, for real, all right, bet. Y'all, as long as you ain't really pregnant and you ain't really burning, we good.
Right.
Like,
then it's over.
What y'all got
exactly.
Yeah, y'all can bounce. Y'all can roll out for real. I thought the army
and the message that they was trying to send wouldn't even have to register. I wouldn't even thought twice about that shit once they told me it was false. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Nigga looked over at Turtle Drama and said, we good. We good. It's like we back up. Nigga, we back up. Army Hammer, who isn't a good person. He just, if you ever look up Army Hammer, man, got a lot of weird cases. He be on his Baka shit. That's why you haven't seen him in quite some time. That's why you haven't seen him in some time. But I thought that whole scene was funny. First of all, I know Army Hammer's like 6'5", like he a big dude, but I don't think you're just rolling up on me and my boys with the threats. I don't think I'm taking that. I don't think I'm taking to that too well.
Nah, not at all.
Unless I genuinely don't believe you. But in that case, it looked like you serious. So now I got to see what's up.
Yeah, somebody standing up or something. It ain't just you ain't just getting that off and walking off.
I think that's
somebody standing up.
Thing.
Yeah,
it must be a Hollywood thing.
It got to be a Hollywood thing where they've been so acclimated to where it's like everybody talks shit in Hollywood. It ain't nothing. But I'm sitting here eating lunch and you walking up talking about your ex girl, who my girl now.
That I
like,
just
you can't. Hold on, time out. He ain't just threatening. You said you can't wait to sneak up from behind and snatch the life out of me. First of all, pause. Second of all, that's a threat. That's a threat for death. You just threatened to kill me.
Facts.
Hey,
like Tax will say, I believe you. If you threaten me, I believe you.
Facts.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You walk up to me and you threaten my life, and I'm with my niggas. Hey, I don't see how he walked away, to be honest with you.
Smooth.
I'm gonna react. I'm gonna react, and they gonna react with me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how he. Yeah.
Nah, the nigga clean turned his back on him. After saying it, turned his back and walked away.
Right.
Every man knows the last thing you do to a nigga is turn your back on him, especially if you threaten some kind of harm to him. Like, hell no, we ain't doing none of that. That was just always interesting. I don't know if they did that, like I said, because this is a 6'5" dude, but there's 4 of us, bro. I don't care. Yeah. We can get busy. But I think they've been in Hollywood so long and they so rich. I mean, if I'm worth as much as Vince is, or Turtle, or E, am I really about to get busy at the restaurant during lunchtime while I'm enjoying my Caesar salad? I don't know. Maybe I'm past that point in life. Maybe life is too good to where I'm not even threatened by you.
That's a good point, too. That's a good point, too.
This is the movie and not season 3.
Yeah, maybe I'm looking at it. I'm so rich, and that's like, bro, you're not really going to do that. And if you do, I'm going to make it hard on you.
Now, if this was season 3, maybe it would have happened.
Facts.
I just don't appreciate you being so comfortable to come up and walk to my table and tell me that. Like, what? Like, what? Hold on, man. What's going on? What is it about me that's giving off that type of energy that you can just come up and say that and walk away smooth? But I guess the fact that he walked away smooth is what did it. Yeah, man. So that scene was always funny, and it was really funny just because Vince was so oblivious to the fact that that's the reason why Travis hates you. Like, why didn't you? He said, why don't you just deny you dating her? Like, oh, because it's true. Like, since when? Oh, after the screening, she watched the movie with old boy, I can't think, Travis. She watched a movie with Travis, and I went over after. Nigga, this nigga mad at you, locking you out the editing room. This is the reason why you can't put that together. But I guess Vince gets so much that he ain't even think about it. Last couple things that I have written down: Turtle and Ronda Rousey. I just thought that was a funny interaction. I think Ronda Rousey, I know she's playing herself, but we'll talk about her as a character. I think her getting upset about Turtle to that degree, I mean, it was just a misunderstanding. It wasn't that deep. You got to kick me out. You ain't answering my calls. You broke my arm or like tore my labrum.
Would you have stayed in there for that?
For Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, you tapping out.
First of all, she wouldn't have got me in no damn arm bar. Like, she wouldn't have got me in no damn arm bar.
Spike. Imagine me pulling up on you and my arms in a sling, and you say, "Hey man, what happened?" I wanted to take Ronda Rousey on a date so bad, I let her break my arm to take her out. What was your response to that?
She supposed to let him fuck. He lasted the whole minute.
30 seconds. You gotta fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't just a date. Would y'all have stayed in the arm bar to smash?
No. Ronda Rousey? What the fuck did we talk about?
I mean, she was kind of cute, but I mean,
I was gonna say they did a good job though.
They did a good job with it. They did a good job.
They did a good job though. But yeah, I ain't.
Stop it.
It's a few chicks I'll take that. Yeah, it's a few chicks I'll take that arm bar from and go with the 30 seconds if I have to. It ain't Ronda Rousey ain't high on that list.
Yeah, we talking Coco Jones. We talking Maya. We talking there's a lot of women, but my arm broken. Like, for your arm to be broken, come on, man. That's got to be a Hall of Famer. I ain't no Ronda Rousey, man. I ain't never that thirsty. I'll come on, man. Stop it. Like, no, hell nah. That's crazy.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, man.
And you rich too, though. Let's not forget that you're rich too.
You probably can't even see this because it's so far away. But my literally last line of that scene is, "Getting your arm broken for Ronda is crazy." And shout out to Ronda. She did not look bad in this movie at all. She didn't. No, but hell nah. Fuck out of here, man.
And you talking about a dude who can put up $8 million for his friend. Like, I got this much money and I'm I can't.
Yeah, man. I'll go find one of them little chicks E was with.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask her what she charging. I just asked Ronda what she needs.
Oh shit.
I mean, what is it for? That's what
yeah, man.
Right. Like, we can get to the bottom of this for these 30 seconds. I promise you that. I got a bankroll.
Hey, what that nigga Ray say in life, nigga? I'm from New York City. Let's talk turkey.
New York City.
Let's talk turkey. Like, what's it gonna take? Getting in the octagon and getting my arm broken is crazy. And you really got, like, hold on, and time out before I move on to my last couple scenes. It's the fact that you petty enough to really try to do that shit. All because I misinterpreted. All because I misinterpreted that this wasn't a date, or that this was a date and not a business meeting. Like, that's petty.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm bluffing? No, I don't think you bluffing. But damn, why you got to break my arm?
You gonna break my shit? Nah.
Yeah, hell nah, man. All right, never mind. Let me chill. Last couple of things that you guys didn't mention: Drama's audition and that TMZ tape. That's just the epitome of Johnny Drama. Some shit that would happen to him. Old dude getting the revenge by releasing the revenge porn on his girl. They had the headline Johnny's Banana. That's insane. Like, I couldn't imagine like your man's just being in one of them headlines like that, and you going all across the city, people honking at you. And then TMZ talking about a sex tape from a huge star's brother. Like, they just clowning Drama the whole time. And then lastly, the obviously the most rewarding scene is the Golden Globes at the end. But the other scene that I have is Ari pulling up to the actual meeting when he finds out there's a secret meeting going on.
Yeah, I like that.
And kind of going around the table, letting everybody know. Yeah, man, just kind of letting y'all know, man. Like, I don't know who y'all think I am.
You're right.
I ain't make my bones just by being some sucker. Like, I figured this out. I took the chopper here on some G shit. I've known all y'all in here for over 20 years. None of y'all told me that's what's going on. Y'all some cowards. If y'all want to fire me, y'all gonna look me in the eyes. Yeah. And I kind of liked I kind of like the message. I ain't gonna hold you, man, because
he rolled with his mans. I like that too. I like that too. I ain't even gonna hold you. I like both of them. I like Billy Bob Thornton message when he was like, maybe the people that respect you will respect your son. I thought that was fly.
That was, and you don't think about stuff like that, especially none of us, the three of us, none of us have kids. And you looking at it from Ari's perspective, like, yo, you just a dipshit human being. I don't care whose son you are, whatever. You just dipshit. Mm-hmm. And I got $115 million on the line, and you fucking with it. And if you Larson, you like, listen, I know my son is I know my son's a dickhead, but you're gonna hope one day that the people respect you, at least pretend to respect him, just off GP. Like, that's a show of respect to you. And you can see the look on Ari's face. Ari had that look on his face, like, damn, you're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. So the fact that they were gonna fire him anyway, and then he was like, listen, I still want him going. And the fact that he resigned, and if you Ari, man, you know you got options. A $30 million buyout. Are y'all taking the buyout, or y'all invested it in Hyde?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna take the buyout. Provided the buyout,
give me 15. Yeah, give me 15 or 20 in the buyout and put the rest of it in the movie.
Well, you got to think he rich already though, right? So I can see back in, like, his wife, like they said, got generational money. Yeah, and he ain't nowhere near broke.
Here's the thing, Spike. When you look at NBA free agency and them contracts started being announced, you rarely see that superstar pass up on that 5-year, $300 million to go to the 4-year, $200 million. $100 million is still $100 million. $30 million is still $30 million.
That's true.
That's exactly why. That's exactly why Melo didn't play with Bron in Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
Because but there's something I wanted to ask. You know, the whole thing. It would have been nice to have the conversation, to know the conversation of how Ari was going to leave Italy or wherever he was. I believe it was Italy. Him leaving Italy to take a job that he wasn't offered, because he was offered John Ellis's job. Mm-hmm. They even made reference to that, but yet he ended up being a studio head. And it's like, nigga, what you leave for? Damn, you was only leaving for that job. You already was cool with not being a studio head.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that ain't the position that was offered to him at the end.
Right.
And I'm glad that the movie made mention of it. However, I think the whole thing was just to show that Ari's going to be Ari. Even if they never had a movie, I think the final scene in Entourage, that end credit scene, was just to show like Ari is just going to be Ari. He had nature. He's just a nature of the beast. That's just, it's in his blood. That's who he is. He's never going to just escape like this and just retire. Something's going to get him out of the wing. And I think the 9 days probably would have done it. A little bit rushed, whatever, but I don't know why they took that angle, to your point, Chaz. I don't know why they just couldn't have him be John Ellis's person. Maybe it didn't fit towards the plot, because if you're John Ellis, then maybe you can tell Billy Bob Thornton's character to fuck off. You can't do that if you ain't John Ellis. So maybe they just did that for the movie. It was just a weird plot twist that they didn't really fully think out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the scenes. Like we said, it's just a long episode of Entourage, and it's not some of their best work. Yeah, some of the later seasons' work. Spike, I know you said you didn't have any quotes. Chaz, did you have any?
No.
I have 3 quotes, and I have one like phrase or like one little in passing type of thing. David Spade being worried about releasing against the Hunger Games and Tyler Perry was just funny to me. Like the fact that they were able to mention Tyler Perry in an Entourage movie, that's just always hilarious to me.
That is funny.
The other 3 quotes that I have: Johnny Drama, fun is when you forget a girl's name while you're fucking. Vince, you're really good. Vince talking to Drama. You're really good in this movie. Tell him, guys. Turtle, I didn't even think you could act until I saw this. And that's only funny because Turtle was dead ass serious. He wasn't trying to be funny. Like, nigga, I've seen all your shit. I thought you sucked. Today was the first day I thought you could really act. And the last quote is John Ellis. Ari, are you fucking crazy? You can't land there. Ari, but John, I just did. There's always love a good boss moment. Do either one of you have a scene stealer? A scene stealer is the person that only had a few scenes, but just seemed to stand out, made you laugh, made the movie more enjoyable in whatever way. Since it's an ensemble cast, you can choose anyone. Who stood out in this movie to you?
I thought T.I. was good. Of course, bias.
T.I. was good.
I already mentioned. I think Mark Wahlberg was good. I thought Sloane was good in this. Like we didn't really get a lot of Sloane, but I thought she was good in them. She was sitting right too.
Yeah,
I want a bike chair. I can hit it right chair all night chair.
Who else did well, man? Those are the biggest three for me. Sloane, T.I. I kind of like the kid because even though I hated his character, it did like draw some emotion from me. It's like this dipshit. So the kid, Billy Bob Thornton's son, he did a good one.
Haley Joel Osment,
he was gonna be mine.
He's my winner. Gonna be mine. I couldn't stand him as a character. Like that, if I was in that world, like I'm not gonna say I was gonna put hands on him because he probably worth billions. But you would definitely have the urge to put hands on him. Like, bro, stop playing with me.
Thought would have crossed my mind.
Room. Yeah, because you ain't even like that. Your pops is like that. Like, stop acting entitled. I don't even care if you a little dickhead. At least know where your limit is.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I'd rather you tell your pops something. You say you might
slap him. Yeah, I might have slapped him.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm with Chaz. It might have got to that, man. Like if it had been like just too much of that bullshit that he was doing like he was up there damn near with Joffrey and just doing a little irritating shit.
Yeah,
like nigga, you come with my notes on $100 million movie and you come to me with a legal pad that you've been like bro, what do you think this is? I would have been pissed at him.
It's telling me that I got to cut my brother out, telling me that you ain't a fan of me. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck you and your money.
Yeah, we might have had to move some furniture around in one of them little studios, man.
What my man say over gonna make me come over the table on your ass.
Right.
Who made the potato salad?
Yeah.
The table on your ass, man. Never talk to me like that. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold you. You can tell when somebody's never been punched in the mouth or slapped in the face before. You can just tell. Like, you ain't never been hit in the mouth before.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Facts.
Easily. And I can change that for you real quick.
Yeah.
Change that for you
slap the shit out of him real quick. He would have been cool. Slapped his ass right into the real world.
Hey, one of my favorite rap lyrics ever. One of my favorite rap lyrics. Because when you think about this bar, nope, not even the Locks. Rough Riders. Yeah. But when you think about the bar, just take the song away from it. Just think about the words and read them as a sentence. And just think about the mind state you have to be in for this to happen. When DMX said, I'll slap the shit out you twice, dog. And that's before I start cursing. I ain't even upset yet. And I done slapped the shit out you 2 times and I ain't even upset yet. Like that bar, that's exactly what would happen to him. Slap the shit out you twice, dog, and it's before I start cursing. Like,
would you slap him this way and this way? Like back and forth, nigga.
Like 1, 2, bro. And then we just getting started. I promise. We just turning this bitch up. Did either one of you have anything that bothered you?
I thought that was dude from Don Pepe's, man, as Gail husband. That really bothered me for some odd reason. The whole movie, I was like, bruh. Another thing was there's a laundry list really, but another thing was Sloane and Eve. I was tired at this point of them playing this little game, like where they break up off camera, and now she want to be with him, and like, bro, like what are they gonna do? Like, just make whatever needs to happen there, and let's move forward with that storyline. Ari's daughter, what happened to her? Like, I assume she was in college, but they never really they act like he didn't have a daughter. So that was interesting, and Lloyd being so pressing to get Ari to give him away. I thought all of this shit was like just manufactured storylines that maybe if it was an episode and there was 2 minutes spent on it, we wouldn't care. But this being in a movie just felt like there could have been other ground that was covered. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, they had to make. You could tell they were really digging for reasons to get characters in the film. Like, what is Lloyd going to do in this film since he's not an assistant? I think they're more clever and could have found something else for Lloyd to do other than that being his only single plot. Even when you watch it, you can tell like the actor who played Rex Lee, he probably wasn't even on set with the rest of them. Like all his scenes seemed like they were, other than the wedding, all the scenes seemed like they were shot separately. The wedding and the beach party. So I don't know. Chaz, did you have anything that bothered you?
Yeah, I'm with you on the Sloan E thing. The breakups off camera, not knowing why, you know what I'm saying? Then we're just supposed to be invested in it. It just got old. The fact that we didn't have no Scotty Lavin, that
was wild.
I felt like he did enough in the last 2 seasons to at least make a damn cameo. And the fact that you didn't even think to put him in the movie, that bothered the fuck out of me, to be honest with you.
That's a good one right there, Chad.
Yeah, that bothered the fuck out of me.
I didn't even think about that till you just said that. Yeah, damn. Scott Lavin's supposed to have been the.
Scott Lavin probably would have been a lot better in this movie.
He would have
made the movie better.
We needed it because for whatever reason, Drama's timing, his comedic timing, which had been off. Stellar through the whole series, was completely nullified in this movie. I don't know what happened to why he couldn't.
Great point.
He didn't resonate. None of his points really hit like that. None of his. It was just like he was just saying lines. It wasn't there. It wasn't the old drama.
That's an amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So we needed Scotty on this, and the fact that we didn't have it, that was just another fuck up in the movie, you know. But
great point. I thought that, and I did not write that down. I'm glad that you mentioned that because that is a big part of what was missing in the film, and along with what you said, Spike, Ari's daughter just missing. No mention. Not even just missing, just no mention of it.
It wasn't even she at college, nothing. They were just like, fuck.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. I don't know. I don't get it, but whatever. For me, something that really bothered me. For them, we talked about it in our finale episode. The major theme for the show is family, right? Why the fuck had E never been to Turtle's crib? Why was E shocked that Turtle had a beach in his backyard? Like, why is that your first time ever going over Turtles? That just threw me off.
You know how?
But you said it was 9 days after the last one.
But you
everybody, nobody was. Go ahead, but.
Well, you know how you said in the crew, it was like there was 2 people that, you know what I'm saying, like if they'll never spend too much time alone on the Dolo mission.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Those were the 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I could see Ian Drama at least kicking it a little bit. I can't never see them 2. And even when he was like, "Yo, you want to go?" He's like, "Just us?" Nah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just
felt, and you gotta think it ain't been but 9 days. One, how he found that house in 9 days, but 2, they did explain it being fully furnished. But I could see 9 days going by where like he ain't got to see the crib yet.
I guess, yeah. All right, okay. Y'all saw
how you buy a crib in 9 days?
That's crazy. I guess it's a different kind of money.
I showed them double bags of bread.
I had the dough, like it wasn't no financing or nothing that needed to happen. Bro, the cash.
Remember in American Gangster when Frank Lucas said, "Nigga, I'm paying cash. Nigga, I want no banks, no loans, no contingency plans. Nigga, cash right now."
I got it. I'm the financier.
Yeah, I'm the financier on this motherfucker. Like that's exactly how it probably happened. Shit, however much money he made in that. All right, then that's fair. I can go ahead and take that. Any actors from The Wire? Only one. Dominic Lombardozzi. Yep, played Dom. He played Herc in The Wire. Obviously, he had a scene building on his episode Redemption. The last time we saw him in season 5, he's obviously in jail when they're looking at the Johnny Drama TMZ video and saying, "Hey, I know that guy." So shout out to The Wire, greatest show of all time. Wouldn't let that happen to me. I'll tell y'all right now. I say it all the time. Batman is not beating the information out of me that I slept with Melissa. If I'm E, I'm never telling Sloan. Ever. You die with the lie. I'm never admitting. I don't care what you say to me. I don't care how many times you say, "I promise I won't get mad." I played that game too many times. I know how it goes. I promise you will never, ever, ever. Your ex stepmom, I'm gonna admit that and think you're gonna be cool with it. Stop it. No, that ain't never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Wouldn't let that happen to me.
Never.
In life. Never in life would she ever like. I would have went to my grave with that nigga.
Ever.
But Linda would have had to say it, and then I would have said she was lying.
Bro,
thank you,
bro. She would have had to say that. She would have had to have video proof.
Yeah, she would have. Yeah,
and somebody else to corroborate with the story, and I still would have denied that shit. I still would have been like, nah, never happened.
Hey,
for me, go ahead.
I was gonna say you can have me on camera HD with a newspaper showing the date.
It wasn't me.
That was not me. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I don't know how the fuck.
It wasn't me.
Baby, you know they say everybody got a doppelganger. You know they say everybody in the world got one doppelganger. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where Melissa found him, but I promise that wasn't me.
Yeah. For me, it could never happen to me. Leaving Lamar's class with Sloan. She said she don't think I'm dirty. And giving me the opportunity to slide back in. And I tell her that I've slept with 2 women in the last day for no fucking reason at all. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, man, come on, bro. Would have took Sloan pound time, man. And she told him, like, oh, why do you have to be so honest all the time? Like, bro, just relax, my nigga.
I slept with a woman last night and yesterday morning.
And the night before. Like, nigga, is you crazy?
Why?
And then she pulled up after that. She pulled up after that, and this is the girl of your dreams. She about to have your baby, and you like, well, I want to give it a chance. And you can't. I know you just got a crazy phone call. I get it, but I mean, if you're gonna be a dirtbag, my nigga, and go all the way. Like, I ain't gonna be speechless in this moment. The girl of my dreams, right there, telling me she want to give it a shot, and some rando just called me and said she was pregnant. We'll figure that out later.
I'm about to say, I'm hopping right in, and I'm following you to the crib. I will be there in a second.
You to the crib. I'm telling you, I can't even meet you right now. I got to meet you another day or something.
Yeah, I don't even know your name. Chaz, you got anything?
Man, that and Ronda Rousey breaking my arm to fuck.
Yeah, never.
That's wild. That's wild. Like, I know she a UFC fighter and shit and all that, but she not getting me in a fucking arm bar. I don't give a fuck, man. like what the fuck, nigga? Like, what the fuck? What kind of pansy ass shit was you on? Like, you did absolutely, like, everybody knows at least some kind of wrestling. Like, you grown ass man. She's 130 pounds, my guy. How small are you that she is fucking taking you down, whip you around, and got you in the arm bar?
Hold on. If you get in an octagon with Prime Ronda Rousey, how you faring? How you faring, bud?
I can wrestle, so still can wrestle. I don't like her chances. I'm too big. Honestly, I'm too big, man. I'm too big. I'm too strong, man. I don't like her chances. Not like nigga. No. Now, if she might have some fast hands, but nigga, I can throw hands too. I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't one of the motherfuckers. I ain't one of the motherfuckers that's gonna let you beat my ass.
Crazy.
We insane. You hear yourself, bro?
I do. I
love it though.
She's 130 pounds. This is like
me.
That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of I promise I can hold LeBron to 10 if I guarded him the whole game. If I guarded LeBron the whole game,
that's not the same. That's not the same. That's not the same.
I have homeboys that swear right now to this day that they can average 2 points in the NBA. Average, not score. Average. I said, bro, are you fucking crazy? These niggas ain't they ain't pay. None of them are over 6'2". None of them are incredibly athletic, and these niggas tell me I can average 2 points a game in the NBA. That's what that sounds like.
I'm saying this funny? Though. Not 135 I was gonna say, girl, man.
Hey, you know what's funny? I asked Chaz that question because I knew 1,000% that was gonna be his answer. That's why I asked him, because I know Chaz well enough to know if I ask Chaz against him and Ronda Rousey, who he think is gonna win, I know Chaz without any doubt says I will beat her. You a wild boy,
Too
Chaz.
Small, man. She too small, bro.
Hey, Another thing, another side note for that, she was
nigga. Now leg kicks, and she was doing leg kicks, and she tried that shit that she did to Turtle to me, nigga. I'll slam her on her neck, man. Fuck that.
She gonna look at you differently. She gonna look at the size and be like, nah, I'm about to just.
Yeah, I'm about to leg kick the fuck out this nigga.
Hey, you know how them niggas, you know when nigga get knocked out, you just get stiff out of the bar and just fall over. That would have been your ass, bro. She would have hit your shit with your left temple with her right foot, bro. You would have been out.
It sound good.
Hey, one of her, what need to be studied is her fall off, though. I know that chick beat her, but like from her being like one of the main characters in the Entourage movie to now, like no one even fucking knows who she is anymore. That's crazy.
Hey, that's one of them things about UFC.
She's still pretty well known, my nigga.
Oh, she is. I hadn't heard from her in the UFC world. I didn't know. Do she still fight?
Well, no, not in the UFC. But I mean, like, nigga, she just did like 2 stints with WWE, nigga. Like,
oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I'm unfamiliar. Yes,
she's still well known, but she not.
I thought she fell off the face of the earth. I thought like after because you used to see the little clips of her beating people ass and shit, but I don't never see anything anymore.
Chaz is the one of them clips getting his ass beat by her.
That's what that hell happened.
Hey, I love it. Not only that I love the fact that you had the confidence to say it, that you're not backing down from it. Ronda Rousey will whoop you, bro. She's sleeping you, bro. She's sleeping you. I'm sorry,
man, bruh. No, man. As many fights as I've been in, and ain't no nigga ever sleep me. They ain't gonna let no bruh sleep me. That's 130 pounds. I'm sorry, nah, nigga. It's not gonna happen. But she might get you.
Nigga said, but she might get you. All right, man. Stop fucking with oh man. Hey, you funny as fuck for that. All right, man. I got a couple pieces of trivia. We gonna get up out of here. Yeah, Ronda Rousey was in the news recently for some wild shit. Like she said Sandy Hook was a conspiracy and like back in 2011, and nobody peeped that shit. Nobody ever caught up on it. She just never said anything, and then it finally came back up. She did like a Reddit. It's always Reddit, man. Shout out to Reddit. She did a Reddit Ask Me Anything. And Reddit, the users was on some dickhead shit. They was on some, so when you fought this, did that have anything to do with the way they was asking the questions? They're looking like real questions. Then they asked about Sandy Hook. And then she finally made this long apology about it. But that's the last thing I knew she was in the news for with that conspiracy shit. But either way, trivia, just a few things. In the movie, Ari, he refers to Travis as Forrest Gump Jr. Obviously, Haley Joel Osment played Forrest Gump Jr. in Forrest Gump. So I thought that was kind of funny.
What?
The original,
I did not know that. He was the nigga with the braces.
No, at the very end when Jenny had the baby, I want to introduce you to your son.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's him.
Damn.
So, wait a minute. Did Jenny have cancer or did she have AIDS?
AIDS.
Listen, man. Listen.
I thought Jenny had AIDS.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, it wasn't cancer. I think she had that. And Jenny was living a wild life.
Yeah. Well, like she was outside. She was outside. She was the definition of outside.
Yeah, when the origin of outside became a thing, she was outside.
And listen, only Forrest Gump would have went for that. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah, man. Hey, come on, man. See, we got to get off this exit one more time.
only Forrest Gump going for that.
We got to get off the exit, man. The original cut is still the original cut. Hey, I'll say this, man. This trio is gonna do everything in their power to get canceled. I promise. We're gonna do everything in our power to make sure best episode ever never happens again. I promise. I never know what's gonna happen in these fucking recordings.
Oh my god.
The original.
That's the only nigga on the planet that's going for that. Oh shit!
So the original cut. Hey, chill out, bro. The original cut of the movie was NC-17. They had to tone down some of the graphic sex scenes to make it rated R. And then the hospital. So all you movie buffs out there, if that hospital where the baby got delivered looked familiar, that's because it was. That's the same hospital that they use in Due Date with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, okay.
Like literally the same damn room and everything. Like all of that was from Due Date. All right, man, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. We make it to the end of the episode. We already gave our thoughts on Entourage. Obviously, we still have fun with the film, but if you really want to get into the world of Entourage, please check out the show on HBO. Please check out our Best Episode Ever series. It is currently on the Culture Garden feed, but it will soon be moving to its own feed. But we get to the part where we rate the show. Too high, too low, just right. The average viewer rates Entourage as 6.5 out of 10. Chaz, is that too high, too low, or just right?
Too high.
What you got it at?
I got an even 5.
Okay. Spike Lou.
Too high. I would put it somewhere in the 4, anywhere from 4.4 to 4.6 range.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I'm going too high, but I'm going 6.
I
ain't gonna do my boys like that. I'm going 6. Yeah. And then lastly, since it's the Culture Garden, are we giving this film a rose, a bouquet, or the whole damn garden? According to y'all, they get the fucking weeds. They don't even get no roses or no bouquets.
They get a stack of dandelions.
They get. I was gonna say they get another kind of flower, like some dandelions or some shit. Yeah. But they get a rose because I mean it's commendable that they made it. And I was looking some stuff up after today that they may be trying to reboot it as either a series or another rendition of the movie, which I don't know how I feel about it or what the actual goes into that would be, but
wait,
nah, you get a rose.
Reboot like
as recently as
the same characters right now, or a whole new like
I don't know. As recently as 2023, though, they were talking about, and I think one of the it may have been the dude that directed this, somebody that was closely associated with the show was saying they could see a reboot happening within the next couple of years.
That's insane.
Which I don't know what they would do. Yeah, I don't. Unless they completely like just keep the name and we do all different characters, I'd be here for that. Like it's something with the same vibe, same world. Like I always said, and I was saying this when they did. I don't know if y'all watched it. They did The Idol on HBO. It was a series with The Weeknd in it. That limited series. Yeah. If you could capture accurately a rapper, someone in hip hop, I think so. I had to review it for frames per second, and I suffered through it because it was terrible. But
them
it was
niggas
because
didn't watch it. They played you. You was the only one to watch that. They used your notes and just piggybacked off your conversation.
No, they were telling me how bad it was too. Like as we could review it. So you're right. Not a lot of people watch that. However, the perspective of it came from a pop star, something like Taylor Swift. I always said either with Entourage or even something like that, if they could accurately do like a rap crew, a rapper like Vince and the manager and the niggas that's close to them, I think that'd be fascinating. Whether it be drama or comedy, you could do it.
No, absolutely. I think that
so
would
repurposing Entourage as a rapper would be fire.
Yeah, I think that would be dope. The Idol was, I think, literally, I'm not making this up. I think The Idol is the only HBO show that ever got canceled mid-season.
Yeah, they
HBO always at least picks up a season. They said, nah, man, we done with this shit.
But you know, they won an Emmy though, just recently.
It had to be for special effects. Had to be for special effects.
I'm gonna look.
Had to be. Ain't no way. It wasn't for acting. It wasn't for writing. It wasn't nothing.
You didn't watch it. You didn't watch. You didn't watch any of it.
No, I heard everybody say that shit was trash. So I said no. I'm staying away.
Just as a thought experiment, I would suggest you watch it. You'll look at that and be like, "What the fuck am I watching, bro? Like, what are they doing?" Outstanding choreography for a scripted program. That's what they wanted.
Okay. Yeah, it had to do something behind the scenes. It wasn't anything with acting or writing. All right. Lastly, I'm gonna give it a bouquet. That's nothing but respect for the characters and what they built. The movie itself should probably get a rose, but just to get the gang back together, just to get everybody on the same page and make a movie. Real quick, I just want to ask you very briefly: would you have rather? And this will be the last thing before we get out. Would you have rather them end it with season 8 and what they did, or would you have rather end it with this movie? We didn't need the movie. But did it give you a better ending overall with these characters than season 8 did?
Yes, it did. Because I liked the drama victory and
Same.
him winning an Emmy.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit with Vince being married and me not knowing how that worked out. I liked Ari being back in the mix. Yeah. I like this ending better than the series ending.
Got you, Chaz.
I felt like this was the series ending, so I would say yeah. I felt like this was just I felt like it was an extension.
Same. I feel the exact same way. That is going to be it for everyone. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I promise you, Spike Lou, as soon as we finish this, I'm hitting up the group chat with the fellas, and I'm going to ask all of them who all know Chaz very well.
Could he beat Ronda Rousey?
Chaz and Prime Ronda Rousey, who's winning? And I can't wait to show you the screenshots.
Yeah, I almost need to know Chaz's height and weight because I never met him. I need to know his height,
bro. Man, I'm 280 pounds, bro. She not doing shit to me, bro.
What about the height, Chaz?
I'm 5'6".
Yeah, 5'6". Put that part in.
No, so, nigga, what? That still don't mean nothing, nigga. I will fucking swing her around this motherfucking, bruh. No, bro. Not at all.
And just in case,
hey, listen, the screenshots of what the chat said. I want to know.
And this is me now. This ain't even me in my prime. So if I was in my prime and she in her prime, I'm still saying it would be even worse.
And just so nobody clips this and takes it out of context, we're talking about in a professiontional fight, not Chaz is pulling up on Ronda on the street. I don't want nobody I don't want nobody skipping it and be like, hold on, what they talk about? But yeah, man. I got to get you the information, but that's about it.
Hey, no, this nigga, he trying to influence you because based on his own style. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that shit.
He ain't taking into account. He ain't taking into account who you are.
Right.
Chaz, hey, listen.
Hey, my favorite part of this was when you asked him about it. He said, "Oh, nigga, I can wrestle. I can still wrestle."
Yeah, Chaz, he ain't going, bro. He ain't going.
Yeah,
I love black
that's
people.
Great,
I love black people. I love black people. That's great. And I will say, in all seriousness, I will say, man, Chaz has done a lot of damage in the world. I'll just put it like that, man. I've yet to see. It's like a state property too. my man's is undefeated in the streets. Yeah, man. I done seen Chaz wreck a lot of shit out. Him and T. Chaz still has one of the most legendary. He was part of one of the most legendary brawls I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know how I escalated to that. So I'll give him credit for that. But none of them motherfuckers was Ronda Rousey. That's what I'm saying.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I don't doubt your skills. I'm just saying she's a professional fighter.
She ain't fought Prime,
Prime, man. But we'll talk about it. I want to see what the fellas do. We'll see what the fellas say. But that's it. That's the highlight of this episode for me personally, because I know you. But we appreciate all y'all. Best episode ever, crew. We signing off. We will be having the feed up soon. We will be having more content for you. Until then, please check out everything else we're part of. The Culture Garden. We're back to normal. Me and Ray P. We back in the swing of things. First week of October. We'll be having. We don't tell the people.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know we don't tell the people.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Chad's like, but yeah, now I ain't telling you. But all right, y'all be cool, man. We appreciate y'all. Be cool how y'all be cool. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.